Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. We're taking a look here at Bitcoin, seeing what's going on. I'm going to take a quick peek here before the candlestick closes here for the daily, kind of see where we're at. Keep in mind, situations like this are very unique. And what I mean by that is just, it's probably in general best not to trade these kind of conditions. And, generally speaking, we have a lot of divergences, but we also have like some falling wedge patterns and potential larger term macro support at 60,000 that leads me to believe that we may be tentatively bottomed out. I think it's very early to say, but at this point, we have broken our descending trend line within reason for a potential back test of that trend. Now, again, depends on what time frame you look at too, because different time frames will give you different type of candle wicks or candlesticks. So this is not an exact science by any stretch. You could even argue that we're not we're broken and we're essentially retesting that top range. So again, when it comes to support levels or resistances or more so trend lines, a lot of times you want to look at moving averages, and we'll talk about that too. So let's get that figured out here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and pull up our Bitcoin dashboard, see what's going on. And I do want to say thank you again to everybody who's been liking the videos. We're getting slightly more views now because of people doing that more frequently. So it's really doesn't hurt you at all. Hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. Love to hear it, but I do appreciate all your support. You know who you are. Some people have been with me for almost 3.5 years. It's really awesome. So anyways, take a look here at the charts. Well, back in data, kind of letting us know 59 to 59.8 is that same range there that still has a lot of liquidation. We saw a little candle wick down there to sweep about $2 billion at 59.8, but that's as far as it went here today. Okay, so I personally am starting to feel like this is a fake out to get a lot of late shorts in the game, and the price is just going to rip up. Okay, now again, the likelihood of that's fairly low because again, most things are pointing the opposite direction. It's just this has that feeling they should have dumped it by now, but they haven't yet. So I don't really think we're seeing an impressive amount of volume either. So they're just kind of waiting for maybe late longs to get in, or sometimes in situations like this, waiting for a lot of late shorts because we have so many confirming factors the price should go down. Is it going to go down? That's the question. So it's a funny world that we trade in, and at this point, I don't really like it, so I'm not going to trade myself personally. While we still have a Bitcoin long open, I've teetered back and forth between closing it and leaving it open at this point. But a lot of that just hinges on the simple fact that it's just kind of we're getting a lot of false positives. More to come on that later, but 57,000 is that heavy concentration liquidation. We see like 50, 60, 70 billion right in that range, but it's kind of sparse picking up more, so it was sparse at the 59K range, but we're starting to see a lot more late long. So that could incentivize the price to get pushed down. And then as per usual, open interest is still roughly at about that 62,000 mark. So that's kind of the heaviest concentration here, outside of about 61.5. Keep in mind, resistance range, we have 61,000, or sorry, that's a round number. 60,800 is that resistance level. So I'd say closing above that here today would be really impactful, really important. We'll look at that on the hourly time frame. But for right now in the daily, let's go ahead and kind of go with the overall situation here, which isn't good. Just to make it simple, we're under 50 on the RSI. We're stochastically diverging. Well, it's starting to bottom out. That's actually good. But we can see money flow index pulling back too. So keep in mind, there's a 14-day lag. It's going to be showing that unless we see a significant amount of volume. So we had 3 strong selling pressure days over the last 3 days. So that's going to kind of give us some false positives, but the truth is trend strength is not very strong. So a lot of reasons why we should expect further downside. But if we get a doji candle here today, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the price action bottoming out. Oftentimes when you see a doji, especially a double doji candle at a key level support, the reversal potential is much greater. Okay, so we're getting close to that, and I think there's a strong chance this could be the tentative bottom, because again, it was a tentative top previously at 60,500. Rough estimate, okay? That was previous daily candlestick closures back in early to mid-September. So 4-hour time frame, what do we want to look at here? Well, just to clarify a couple things, it's still bearishly diverging. At least I presume we are. However, MACD is starting to converge here. This is generally a favorable sign, letting us know momentum is finally shifting. Now again, that's going to show that it's going to be shifting because the price action has been pulling back for so long too. You got to recognize that this isn't necessarily like a obvious, like, oh gosh, I've got a blood diamond, I've got a green dot, and I have to take a long. It's nothing like that. In fact, you shouldn't act like that when those things happen anyways, because you're just convincing yourself that that you get signs that you're supposed to take a trade because you're looking at 15 different time frames. I only recommend 3 or 4 time frames tops. Anyways, the last thing here about the 4-hour time frames, we're still under 50 on the RSI. Money flow is increasing, that's very positive, and stochastic is continuing higher. So these are generally favorable. Hourly time frame is also going to give us confirming factors not to take a long just yet. We want to be at this point tomorrow somewhere in the range of 61,000 or higher. So hypothetically, better case scenario, this is when we take a trade. Take a long. And the reason why is because we break this descending trend, right? These lower highs that just cannot seem to break free. And again, in order to break a range-bound activity, which we're starting to establish a range here, right? Between 60,100 upwards of, what, just say 61.5. This little range here is definitely something we need to break free from. So a closure above that range is extremely important. And furthermore, too, we just need to make sure that we're at least above the cloud, which is going to be at very best, either a strong pump tonight to 62,000 or higher, which I wouldn't trust if that happens, or secondary to that, 24 hours from now, we're maintaining 61,000 or higher. That's what I'm looking for to get some confirming factors and to comfortably take a long. Now, I know you're probably thinking to yourself or rolling your eyes, perhaps if you're a naysayer, and it's perfectly fine if you think that way, because if you wait until tomorrow and the price is going to be higher, what's the point? Why not take a long now until then? Well, the truth is we don't know if the price is going to go up or down here. Statistically, we're more probable to see further downside, but as we spend more time in this range, more doji candles start to form, the more likelihood with us building that base, that volume profile is going to establish itself at a lower price point, and we can retest that 63K resistance range. Okay. Between now and then, I think patience is paramount. And somebody mentioned earlier too, they were thankful that I said this, and it's just a constant reality of trading. The best trade you can take right now is no trade. And if you don't like that, you've probably got bigger problems, honestly, because again, some people are just aggressively trading, and I understand this is your full-time job, you're day trading. You probably wouldn't be watching my channel in the first place if that is your full-time job. But for second, if that is, you still got to recognize the overall trend, and you still got to respect the fact that you need a break every once in a while, and you need to make sure that you got to listen to yourself too, right? So if you're burning your candle on both ends, you're going to trade poorly, and that's not a good thing either. So find a good healthy medium and good balance. You can find that in my trading university. I talk a lot about emotional awareness and just being in tune with yourself. Those are all available to our premium members, so cryptocash.tech if you're curious. Don't forget to take advantage of our exclusive offer through Bitunix too. They got a nice little deposit bonus right now. And also congrats to our community members here. We took a short yesterday. I got a good 28% in 16 hours rather from Solana. So again, we're not getting too crazy with signals. It's best to, again, pump the brakes right now. That was just an obvious short signal from 147 to 136. But at this point right now, I think pumping the brakes is a necessary call. This time tomorrow, we should be in a much better or worse situation. And at that time, those are kind of, that's something we're just gonna need to bridge that gap later. Okay? All right, hope that makes sense. Thanks again. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.